Hello, YouTube world and Facebook world. It's Brandon Mays coming with another edition of my docu-series. And I left off at me being 17 with the choice to go to college or stay at church in my hometown, Buffalo, New York. But I decided to go to Pittsburgh, PA to make video games. So I went off to school, and I didn't. Let me just clarify something. I wasn't the smartest kid on the block. I was quite dull. I didn't like school. But I had no choice in the matter but to go to college because my dad told me I had to go, and I respected his opinion. And I said, well, if I'm gonna go to college, I'm gonna go for something I love. And I looked up colleges and I found out, wow, video game art and design. You can go to college for that. You can get a degree in that. You mean to tell me I can make video games and make my dream come true? That's what I'm gonna do. So I went to Pittsburgh and it was groovy at first, man. It was nice. It was kind of hard the first year was hard because I was alone. Had a roommate, but it was hard for a couple reasons. Because my first year, I realized how much money everything cost, so I had to get a job. Even though Dad helped me out with sending me money, I still had to work because it wasn't enough to keep me on my feet. So I had to keep working. So I got a job as soon as possible. My dad set me up with a bank account as soon as possible. My dad was writing me letters, man. He was holding me down, supporting me every step of the way. And I thank him for that. Dad, I love you for that. I'll never forget you for that. And so uh, I was working at McDonald's, and one night, I don't even want to talk about that night. I want to talk about it. One night I come home and I got arrested for starting a fire over on the bridge. I never was around any fire, had no lighter, had no gasoline, nothing to start a fire with. Yet I was accused, black man in the white man's world, accused by a police officer. You go to jail. So I went to jail for a week. They wanted to give me 15 years for conspiracy, for arson, they had me on all like 15 charges. My dad come down and saved the day again, paid for a lawyer to get me out of jail. I think he said he had to pay $3,000 to get me out of jail. I mean, I'm like, wow. And thank God he had it. There's a lot of people in my circumstance don't got it. Had that been somebody else, they wouldn't have had it, So I was blessed in that respect. But I'm going to continue this later because apparently, finally I want to go to sleep. It's 4 o'clock, it's like 5 o'clock in the morning, and I couldn't get any sleep. And I thought I was tired and I laid down. Then I woke up again. I'm like, I thought I was tired. I thought I wanted to get some sleep. So I guess I talked to myself on the phone. Talk to people. Long story short, man, college didn't work out. I stayed there. It was supposed to be a 3-year bachelor's degree program. I stayed there it took me 5 years to get to the portfolio program. And when I presented my portfolio, they failed it. And that just, I just couldn't accept it. I'm like, ain't no way you're going to tell me I'm not an artist at this point in my life. They told me that. They didn't tell me that. They just gave me that grade. And not my bachelor's degree after paying all that money. So I went home and read my Bible, and I said, I'm going to read this Bible front to back. Read my Bible front to back. And I said, is this who God is? I mean, it was hard to take. If you ever, a lot of people who say they're Christians and, parade themselves to be Christians and try to, their best to encourage you and everything, have not read the entire Bible. They haven't read the book of Numbers. They read Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, and that's where they stopped. They haven't read Exodus. They didn't read when Moses crushed the idol of God and made the mixed it with the water and made the Israelites drink it. I guess they didn't read where it says God said thou shalt not kill, but then God sent Israel to kill the nations. But that's on another note. That's on my religious piece. So as you can tell, I've been very religious for a long time, and my faith has been tested. I still believe in everything, but I'm not as driven to pursue spiritual things as I used to. The only thing I'm really concerned with is charity. So charity is like the most important thing to me. If I can give to somebody else, that's all that really matters. Through word or deed or money or food or clothing. That's what really matters, man. That's what I stick to. And perhaps sticking to the Gospels is the best way to pursue it, because when you get into the whole Bible, it can get kind of messy, and it's kind of hard to keep your feelings and your personal opinions out of it when you read that. As a black man, you've been a slave, your grandparents were slaves and all that, and you're reading the scriptures where it says, obey your masters as you would obey God. It's like, man, God condones slavery. It's a hard pill to swallow. But slavery been around since the beginning. I mean, every nation did it. So, it's a scary thought, like, to think that the God of the universe doesn't care if you're a slave or not. Like, it's a hard truth to bear. But, our forefathers dealt with it. There were Christian slaves, so probably not by choice at that point, but it was kind of forced upon our people. But what are you gonna believe? I mean, no man has seen God at any time unless he shall die, what the Bible will tell you. But there's apparently some people, or they would tell you that they're closer to God, they hear from God, God talks to them, and only them, because of the amount of time they spent going to church. One thing I can tell you as a person who lived in church, literally, is that no matter how much time you spend in the Bible or reading, it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to level up in the faith. Leveling up in the faith takes experiences. It takes going through a trial first. When you go through that trial, then you level up. You can't level up just by reading and praying, going to church and all that. Like, I don't know why the human soul is so evil, I guess, or so fleshly that we just can't level up in the spirit unless we go through something harsh. When we go through that agony, spiritual agony, psychological agony, physical agony, we level up. I just thank God I never had to go through no true physical agony. Like the worst physical pain I was in, well, there's been a couple occasions. When I was 4 or 5, 15, going through asthma attacks, that hurt. My stomach, I had a stomach problem. I don't know what it was. Doctors couldn't find it. But I thought my appendix burst or something. And it felt like my spinal cord was going to come out my butt crack. That's how much it hurt. That was painful. I'll never forget that. And that was the most pain I was ever in. A stomach problem and a toothache. A real bad toothache one year. That hurt. Not a whole year, but probably about a month-long toothache. Treating it with some over-the-counter stuff until I can get to a dentist. Those are the 3 worst pains. I got jumped, but that didn't hurt as bad as a toothache or my stomach problem, my asthma attack. So I got jumped before. That didn't hurt that bad. I got into a lot of scuffles with security guards, but we just wrestled. So I've been through some painful times, but it ain't, I don't know, I wasn't tortured, like I was never tortured, nothing God for that. Like I couldn't imagine having to be whipped like Jesus or whipped like a slave or beaten in the face by a bully or somebody bigger than me. Even though I got bullied, the bullying, the worst physical pain. I got knocked out by this bully one time in fourth grade. He just punched me, knocked me out. That was the worst pain. But like, I would say that was lightweight because like I said, when I had that stomach issue, that hurt. That stomach problem. What happened was I was eating too much yogurt and ice cream. I was eating gallons of ice cream every week, and then I got constipated, and it just hurt, man. It hurt bad. Uh, I went to the hospital and I had to suck on ice chips. I couldn't even eat for like a week. But then there's psychological pain, and that's what I really go through. I gotta say I went through some severe psychological pain. So after I read the Bible and after I failed college, I broke up with my beautiful girlfriend, Sunny D, who was the best girl I ever had in my life. That was a mistake. I'm never breaking up with her. I'm probably the worst decision I ever made in my life. Broke up with her. I started hearing voices, loud booming voices coming out the walls. They told me to do things that were unhelpful.